Hello guys. For now I will be conducting a tutorial for the basic programming codes that we could use for Dev C++ 5.11. Okay, so once you have downloaded the software, we can now hit on this button, right? So if you're going to click on this button, it will ask if you're asking for a new source file or a new project. Okay, so if I'm going to click this one, so let me delete this one first. Okay, so first you could already save this one. So just hit on save as, and then you type in your file name. Okay, let's say for a standardization, okay, for it would be better if you're going to type your full name. Okay, so start with the name of the activity. So let's say it's activity one, and then your last name, activity one, first name, and middle initial. Okay, so in that case, if I'm going to collate all of your activities, it will be easier for me to identify whose file is this. Okay, and also to avoid um, having multiple files with the same file name. So here, so first I will teach you on how to output a um, basic words. Yeah. Okay. So first you have to put in mind to include the following. So you have to type in sharp include. Okay. IOStream. Okay. So this command actually lets the Dev C++ recognize the input and the output commands, which are the cin and cout. So if you're not going to include this on your code, the program or the Dev C++ cannot recognize cin and cout. Okay, so next, it would be better if you're going to use this command using namespace standard, okay, so that it can recognize readily what is cin, what is cout, what is endline command, yeah. So those are actually the commands that are commonly used in Dev C++. Okay. So do not forget to give um, a file type for your main function. Okay, so this serves as your main function. Okay, so your main function, it's like uh, this serves as the body of your main function. So what is the task that you are assigning to the main function? Okay. So but of course you have to put a file type that's an integer. Okay. So our main function is an integer. Now let's start. Okay. So let's say I want to portray welcome note. Okay, example. For an output, our code would be cout, and then use this one. It's like less than. Okay, that operand. Next, the parentheses or the apostrophe. I'm not sure about that, but you have to put that here. So the inside of these two characters would be the message that will be portrayed. Okay, so let's have an example. How about hello, welcome to welcome to um, computer fundamentals tutorial. Yeah. Okay. So, but do not forget to put in the semicolon so that we can indicate that this is the end of the line. Or, yeah. Next, before the main function ends, we have to type in return 0 so that anything that was saved to a variable will be erased. Okay, so it will return to a 0 value. Okay, and then system pause. Okay, so this is also important because if you're not going to include it in our source code, when you run the program, it will automatically close. Okay, so I will show you the difference between not putting system pause on your code and putting a system pause on your code. Okay, so this is a very basic source code, and let's try what would be the output of this one. Okay, so first, you have several options here. Okay, so the best option would be to compile so that you will know if you have any errors or warnings here. Okay, so let's say I forgot to put a semicolon here. Okay, and then let's compile it. Okay, so it will show you what is the error, where is it located. Okay, so it says here there is an expected semicolon before the return function or the return command. Okay, so which line can we find that needs to have a semicolon before the return command? It's this one. Okay, so therefore, there is a missing semicolon between this line, and I'm sure that you cannot. I'm sure that there is no error here because you don't have anything from here, from line 7 to line 9, right? So therefore, the error must be at the line number 6, okay? So we could put that one. Okay, now next, let's compile again and see if there's still an error. Okay, so see, we have no errors nor warnings, okay? And then, once you already have no errors, or it's already functioning, we can run the program using this icon or button. Okay, so once you have run, don't worry about that. Okay, so it happens. It's like it's still loading. So depending on the capability of your laptop, your PC, or your gadget. Okay, so don't panic when that happens. Okay, so see, this is what I wanted to appear on my computer. So there, you have it. Now, okay, so let's say aside from this one, I want to know your age. Okay, so let's say I want to know your age. So uh, my first option is to type here cout and then enter your age. Okay, do not forget to put the semicolon. Okay, so let's see what happens when I enter that to my source file. Okay, so do not forget to compile. Okay, and then run. So let's wait. All right, here. So what have you noticed? Okay, you can notice that there is no it's like you have to have you have to separate the two phrases. The welcoming words should be at the top, and then the entire age word would be at the bottom. So how do we do that? Okay, so I will introduce you now the end line command. Okay, so using the end line command, it's like you are entering the enter button on your laptop or PC. Okay, so it should be here. Okay, so your option, okay, so you have several options up here. Okay, you could type in here end line, E and D L. So that stands for the end line. Okay, so if I have included that in my program, let's see what happens. Okay, see? Okay, the enter age word or phrase is on the next line. So that's how we use the end line command. Okay, so if I'm going to put another end line here, okay, let's see what happens here. Okay, you have it's like you have pressed the enter button twice, so that is what happens. Okay, by the way, if you have noticed, okay, so after the end line command, I also put the two it's like less than characters, okay, the one that we are using for cout. Even though I don't have a cout command here, it's okay as long as it's under the line wherein the cout is there. Okay, therefore it understands that you are still on the output command. You still want this to be seen on the screen. So the question is, can I remove cout here? Okay, and then just continue it on the first line. Yes, you can do that as well. So let's see what's the difference. Okay. So yeah, so here you still have the same result, but lesser characters that you have used.